sis. I wanted to come and share some of the things that helped me when I was in no contact. So many of you know me and my person, this was around the summertime. We broke up for 2 months. The first month we were still in contact. That last month was no contact. So it was like literally no contact for 30 days. And eventually he called. But I wanted to come and talk about like what I did to help me during that time. Now, in my mind, it's like, I know the separation was kind of inevitable. I know it was coming. I knew it was needed. I knew it was necessary. But I still believe that we were meant to be together, right? So in my mind, it was allow God to do what God needs to do, what only God can do, right? But during that time, there were specific things that I did that I know helped me during that separation. Now it was difficult, right? It's not fun. It's not easy, but three things I want to touch on. The first thing was purpose. I really allowed the Father to just use me during this time. When we broke up is right when I started my TikTok journey. And in the midst of that, I kind of was given the ultimatum, not the ultimatum. Because we broke up, I was feeling down, right? Like, I don't want to be on TikTok talking about like love and relationship. Like, I don't want to do it. But the Father just kept telling me, like, my daughters need you to show up, right? Your sisters are needing you right now. So I stayed persistent, even though I was going through my own heartbreak, right? It was actually something that me and the sisters were going through together, because I'm telling them, y'all, I'm going through this with you all. But I stayed in purpose. And during this time, my TikTok account started to grow. We then had a private community that started to grow. So I stayed in purpose, even during the pain, I pushed through and still showed up, still allow myself to be a vessel, still say, Father, what do you need from me? Like, Father, what are we doing today? Right. The other thing is forgiveness. Now, during this time, I'm doing a lot of healing, which for the past 2 years, I've been doing a lot of healing anyway. So the healing is not what I want to specify. The forgiveness is forgiving myself and also forgiving him. I knew that if the Father was going to release him to me, like if he was going to bring us back together, I didn't want to have to like deal with all the baggage of the relationship, right? Like a clean slate. That's what I kept hearing the Father say was clean slate. So I knew that in order for us to move past, right? In order for us to build a solid foundation, I was going to have to deal with all of the things that I've experienced within the relationship. I was going to have to forgive myself and also forgive him. Okay, so forgiveness was huge. The other thing was movement. Me getting out of the house and moving. Okay, so movement was extremely big, because as I am healing, as I am forgiving, like as I am trying to ensure that I am preparing myself, for the return, or preparing myself to, be in this relationship and creating, the good foundations and all of that, there was a lot of things that I had to deal with or face or heal from. And in the midst of that, it could be overwhelming. Like it could be a lot. And sometimes I felt like I was just kind of stuck in a box with like these emotions and feelings and me trying to process and me overthinking. And the one thing that helped was me getting out and moving, like literally going outside and walking, or just going outside or changing my scenery. That helped a lot. And I noticed that when I did that, that is when I started to get the instructions. That's when I started to see the message that the Father was trying to get me to see. But because I was in my room, in my thoughts and my feelings, I allowed the enemy to hijack, my day or that moment of the Father trying to use the healing as a teaching lesson. So movement, get out and move, change your scenery. If that's like you walking at a park, if that's just you getting some fresh air, if that's you going to the gym, that is when, how can I say it? That the best way that I can explain it is like I took control over the situation. Like me moving as opposed to me staying in that loop of my mind going or replaying or whatever, I was able to be in the present. There it is. There it is. The movement brought me back to the present moment. So it took me out of the past and then also removed me from thinking about the future. And as I'm moving, as I'm walking, I'm in the present. And since I'm in the present, I'm with the Father and I'm like, what's the lesson? Like, what am I doing? What do you need from me? You know, whatever. And I'm able to receive it, but I'm also able to get free from the loop of the past or from the stress of like the future or whatever. So movement, if you are going through a breakup, a separation or whatever, your heart is breaking, move, get up, move. If that's clean, you know, if that's changing around in your room, do some sort of movement because it's going to allow you to be in the present moment. And that there is going to remove the enemy, remove the overwhelm, remove the anxiety, remove the fear. And the Father can then speak and move. If you all need help with this, come join us inside the Kindle Lounge. You all stay encouraged.